And welcome back. As you can see, this is laggy as hell. But so far, we have re-liberated our old acquaintances, the Jutes, who should now be pretty happy with us. Yeah, they're happy. Oh well. The Jutes have pretty good armies. They're not at war with anyone, because we annihilated the people they were at war with. So they will be providing us with assistance. The Aberdinians are around here. Oh, no, oh, this is neutral land. We might as well just journey on. Our spy indicates that the Gets up here, or the Gits I like to call them, have a relatively undefended area. Thralls are basically infantry, are basic slaves. Then the Nordic levy, meh, the Thralls are actually better than them in some regards, as you may see. Oh look, they put the speed indicator in, that's nice. So Thralls are some of their faster units. We got Nordic Band, Nordic Berserkers. Not really much to worry about. So a naval invasion is underway. The northern part, the battle for Bactria, however, is over. Sowing that army is dumb. I tried it before, trust me. We do not have enough men. So we'll just pull back, really, around the city. And just really bunker in. The Hispanians look as if they're going to launch a counterattack. We're trying to help to the best abilities to pin down these armies. But it's not going well. The enemies oh, yeah. We don't have anything going on with the Varanians, do we? The Hispanians are going to retake Carfo Nova. Because we sort of like took one of their settlements. And I can't give it back. It's quite annoying. The Franks have returned. But don't worry. They'll die. Pretty soon. Italy is pretty messed up. That's all I can really say. Like, I was planning to give most of Spain away, but the Hispanians have really held on to their territory. Better than the Simpani. But then again, the Hungarians did just really storm up here. The Anglos are down there as well, but who gives a damn? They're Anglos. So we're going to put this army in, we're going to encamp this army here for the winter, so the population doesn't go, "Ah, we hate you now, king." Don't worry, 2 more turns and you have a great haul. Our next enemy on the map is the Hungarians, who own this land here. Thanks to our efforts, we have heavily destabilized them. The Jutes are also some of our greatest allies and friends now. Nordic Horse Raiders are actually not half bad. They got very good speed as well. Our enemy is meh at best. Once our army is recuperated, we'll be ready to go. Most of our allies have really started to push down the Macaroons. Well, the Aberdinian army anyway. Who are the Aberdinians even at war with? They're at war with them, and them. So, the Aberdinians don't like them. And that means these are Aberdinian war hosts and, well, oh, actually, these two down here are Pictish. So, yeah. I'm more interested in making sure my allies are as strong as me. It's a risky tactic, mind you, but trust me. If I keep them small, they'll no doubt say, "Oh, look, he's bigger than us, let's backstab him." But by giving them pieces of land and making them powerful enough, they would be like, "Oh, he's a little bit powerful than us, but we benefit mostly. Because we're getting land, and he's fighting off the main opponents. But I get more land than them." Okay, let's see. So the Geats are pulling back down, well, most of their hosts are pulling back down south. So Tingaris looks like it's going to be a long, drawn-out battle for Tingaris. This Iberian tribes, I've helped them enough. My empire is big, I will admit, and I do have ambitions for taking modern-day Portugal down to Pax Augustus. But any more than that, and I shan't care. The Hispanians and that must deal with it. We do have reinforcements coming from the Anglos. I don't think they can land that side, though. Some Hispanian armies are nearby, so they might be able to take the weakened war host. Or we could just use it as practice, mostly. The Hungarians have been beaten back. I'm more than interested in taking that settlement off them. They could recruit spearmasters. And if they can recruit spearmasters, it means they're not far off from recruiting anything more dangerous. Such as, I don't know, Indian armored war elephants. Do Germans get that? No, the Germans... Elephants are not native in Germany. Many pagans. Huh. Impose sanctions. I don't want that. My objective is pretty simple. Keep my religion. Oh, so they've changed to Greco-Roman paganism. Damn. Weird, but okay. I can't really say, oh, that's a bad thing, it's terrible, because I mean, like, seriously, how does it even affect me? In what way does it affect me? So I guess in this sense, we don't really need all these guys anymore. Ah, cool. He's loyal now. Yeah, I know. I just upgraded these two. It doesn't really matter, you know? Like, these are mercenaries. I can always just hire them from here. The Anglos, on the other hand, they do have a pretty big army. Just sitting there. Just sitting there. It's pretty intimidating, but whatever. Don't really like to recruit Finna. They ain't my speciality. But if given no other option, it looks like we will have to actually recruit Finna. But before I recruit Finna, I want... Oh, yeah. Yeah, wait, we can't actually afford that? Our money is insane! Oh, yeah, it's winter. Bugger. So, including the garrisons in Anglos right now... Yeah, we should be able to survive any attack they would be able to throw. Augustus Trium, it's pretty well armored. The Great Hall will soon be complete in the province. We want to start spreading our own Celtic paganism here. Healthcare is on a satisfactory rise. We are not taxing this province, are we not? Good. So now we are taxing. Oh, we have always been taxing this province. Celtic paganism is on the damn rise, though. So in terms of victory here, military victory, we're not doing too bad, to be honest. Although, when we just look at cultural victory, we are practically there. Divine victory, as everyone would like, is looking rather great. Maybe if I didn't befriend everyone, and I go to war with Dacia. But mind you, it's going to take me some time to move men and troops in to counter Dacian lands. But right now, my main concern is dealing with the remnants here. The Hungarians have moved out of my reach. And they have left Opus wide open for an attack. The garrison in Opus is actually pretty damn good for them. Ah, sorry about that. Anyway. Let's get started back on this. So we're going to research this tech. Which, tolls and customs, which is going to help us make more money. The Hispanians, oh my god. What are these guys? Jeez, Hispanians. Oh, Hispanians. Yeah. Like, we can easily just convert this building into a Great Hall. At any given time. We might as well do that. We might as well also convert this place. Nothing really going on down here. Celtic paganism. Slowly becoming everyone's favorite religion. Like, I was actually going to give the Germans their equality. But one of my missions do say that I have to keep my religion the priority. So, kind of forgive me on that, guys. You can hate me as much as you want for being religiously intolerant. But whatever. Wasn't the Warrior of Wisdom leading this army? Oh my goodness, is that Octorum? Love this place. Ah. Oh yeah. Yes. Yes. Highland archers. At long last, we have range units. You wouldn't believe how much of a thing that is to me. We don't even need to go into close combat anymore. Ah, brilliant. Oh well, sail down here for the winter. We attack it in the summer. I mean, like, I don't know if the Jutes will help us, but I might as well leave the Jutes to their own designs. Just for a little while. You know? Speaking of the which, we have to issue a new attack order on everything that's Hungarian. Yeah. They really do hate us a lot. You know, the Eastern... Actually, let's go and visit my best friends, the Western Romans. Oh. Oh. Who are you friendly with? And your tributaries, they are the Bulgarians. Who are not happy with me. Who are at war with the Huns. Who are now 9. So it has to be Hispanic. Well, it has to be the Saracens that are the strongest power. That's it. To answer everyone's questions for once and for all. Targonus. I can't send you because you're down here. What's your face? You're up there. So, Targonus. I give you the task of going all the way over to Asia and figuring out who is the strongest. The Huns have recently become more powerful, if you haven't noticed. See you at the other end of the term, by the way. Yeah. What's going on? Oh, bug out. So, the Picts are launching an assault in the back. But now the Anglos believe this is their time. We hold the tactical advantage. Saxons. I forgot they were related to the Saxons. Nice core of mercs making up their infantry. Our army has better cavalry, I think, but most of it's Mormon. Mormare, so yeah. I'll see you on the battlefield, though. This will be a good fight. A good slaughter. Ah. So they're going with a two-sided attack. Kind of dumb, if you ask me. Like, seriously. We're just gonna pull back up to here. They're actually thinking they're being so clever about it. Let's just let him think that. We have an advantage. We may lack range units, albeit they're going to attack from that side, aren't they? Well, if they do attack from two sides, well, we do have a good advantage anyway. They could attack the side with the barrier, which no doubt they'll try that. The AI is quite smart. We'll have our men form up shield wall. These may be basic spearmen, but they have served us for many, many, many years and have done well. We'll keep our, well, counter-attack force, so to say. Yeah, we can use that term. Yeah, because they sort of like charge out, really. Cavalry is going to, cavalry is going to wait on my cue. They're going to leave for the back door and help with cleanup. Mind you, we are Caledonian, so yeah. The more elite of our forces will be held. As you see, the veterans do die a lot more on average than practically anyone else in my army. Like the Caledonian spearmen, they survive longer. In general, you're pretty much useless. You get your own special group. Okay, everything's set. Who's still out there? Ah, you. Can we actually put you on the walls? Yes, we can. Let's go. So here's sort of like Roman volunteers who decided being Celtic's awesome. Given a job within the army. Actually got a pretty good view from up here. I'm just making sure their arc of fire is good. Alright. So the civs will be out there buying us valuable time. Like, where's the army? Where's the army? Up there already went inside. Dang it. Alright, so we do have a lot of our opponents here this day. We are just going to move our cavalry up in a very slow manner. The civs should have pulled back into the settlement. But these are barbarian civilians, so they're pretty handy with a spear in that. The enemy does have a multitude of dogs. We'll let them assault the towers. They are not really anything dangerous. Some lightly armored mercenary Nords. Most of them are just mercs on the average. Their main power comes from their cavalry, the Saxon heavy lances and such. So it's quite important we get the jump on them. Our cavalry contingent, we don't really have lancers. So they're going to be a pain to get through. We do have lines and lines of spearmen on the front lines, though. And I think we do hold the numbers advantage. No, we don't. This shall be epic. The Cerbio Ballistari. Just sitting up here on the walls.
This battle's going to the dogs then?
As you can see, we have a large number of Nords. The resolution's actually quite low. You guys gonna fire?
A tower has been totally destroyed.
Anytime soon, guys. No. You can't point down in any major any way.
Double time.
So it looks like the enemy's gonna hit us with their heavy cavalry versus Saxon mounted nobles. These guys are pretty good. Wouldn't want to mess with them. But they're gonna have to make it through our brave lines of skirmishers that we've set up here. Between the tents that we somehow have, just, you know, because we have an army garrisoned here for the winter. Isolated unit of onagers, I see. Cavalry this way. Yeah! So the enemy is making its decision. They're sending one wave up here. A bad move, mind you. These are javelins. You ever see those shooting gallows when you're a child? This kind of reminds me of it in a sixth sense. Just so like, ah, look, Daddy, it's a duck. And in this case, it's like, ah, ducks. I mean cavalrymen. Yeah. They really don't know when to stop. So our mounted spear raiders are up here. They're going to be throwing their javelins as well. The Saxons don't apparently seem to be stopping with their horsemen. These lancers will be a pain, though. That much can be said. They are actually trying to get to our cavalry. I know that, but this is I don't even know. Aim for the lancers. Like there's little to no point for them to actually try and hit our cavalry. They're just losing men. They shooting back. Oh, they're sending in the warhounds though. Our men should be okay unless they start buying them at the heels. I trust my spearmen. Yeah, that is just what is going on here, Sax. What is going on here, Anglos? You are seriously just passing by a barrier, getting shot at. Your tactical brilliance never ceases to amaze me. But anyway, now we have to deal with dogs. Now, if any animal rights activists are watching, it is not my fault that the enemy is throwing dogs. It is a used tactic, but the Saxons just don't know how to use it. Concentrate on the Nordic spearmen. I could have dismounted these guys. They're actually not that dangerous because they can only shoot in one direction. But in all seriousness, they can only shoot. Can't really use the chariot ballista. Quite sad of that because I mounted it on this wall for a reason. Shoot at them! Chariot ballista. Send me up to the next gun, the gun that is mounted on the wall.
Form up! Form up!
Fire!
Yeah.
Okay, so a bit lower. Fire! 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 It's like a machine gun, jeez. I'll hit something eventually. We probably should concentrate on the battle. Mormonts, or round shielded razors, I am not used to saying. Engage! As you can see, our enemies are actually trying to... You see that is holding out pretty bloody well. I am happy. I am happy. Mormons clean up. Mormons go and clean up their artillery. Cavalry, maintain your distance. These are Saxons. They are not as fast as you are. They're also dumb. So you can easily. Really set things on fire, you Saxons. Why do you set things on fire? Stop. Look how many men they just have here. Move the chariot ballista. Put it up there. Put it up there. We're gonna shoot straight into the masses. We are going to give the masses the glorious word of the chariot ballista. Who are they actually letting lead the assault here? Like, who is currently leading this catastrophe? I better do some reconnaissance to make sure all the units are there. Otherwise, oh look, they're definitely all there. Just keep refilling your ammo. They lost some guys, but hey. Do not let them mount the onager. And that will be a very bad move because you would get splinters. Don't like that. Second wave, move down. Chariot ballista. I am taking over command. I am taking over command of this one guy who is currently somewhere in that mess. Chariot ballista, just move off to the side. Use gents and a ball. I wish I could break down the back. Okay. Like break down the barrier and just let my Caledonian veterans through all epic like. So here's our cavalry. They're engaging. Yeah. They're done. These Nords are done. When the Mormon arrive, you know what's gonna happen. I do not think I'm trying to stop them. There are hundreds of them. If not thousands of them stuck at that one bit in the wall. This is actually one of the smallest fights we've had in a while. Biggest fight in this episode, mind you, but smallest in a while. Yeah. I'm just really bad at my concept. What are they up to? Shield wall? That's a bad formation for you guys, because they're all like, look how serious we are. There will be no cavalry getting the jump of us anytime soon. Exactly. Wait. Didn't I tell my Mormons to charge? How? Oh, never mind. They're broken. Mormons, hurry up. They're breaking in of our cavalry over. Okay. Again, the throwing of the javelins. The AI will never cease to amaze me. Their tactical brilliance is totally beyond even the Kingstrategists' ideas. What? Nah, it doesn't actually have a shortcut. Here we go. Here's the Mormons and their glorious charge. Preparing to go into battle against unknown odds. True Mormon style. Here comes the others. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Boom. Oh, not bad. How's this law going? You went the wrong way. You legitimately went the wrong. Heavy cavalry proving its worth once more. There's only one unit left, guys. Wipe it. Okay. Now for this mess. You guys get to the walls. You guys just circle around.
Swift horsemen!
As you can see, the Mormons do actually pay themselves off a lot.
Forward!
Yeah. The tactical brilliance of the AI. They will get through here. Just not anytime soon.
You have our spears!
Just not anytime soon.
We hunger for blood and battle!
In a multiplayer match, you would never see this happen unless the guy was an absolute noob. What the hell is going on here? Oh, feck, you're engaged with the Saxon Lancers.
Speed!
Wow. You were engaged with the Saxon Lancers. Whilst there was Saxon Lancers still actually alive,
Missiles ready!
there are no Saxon Lancers left. The people would come across here and think, wow, look at the cavalry battle. The Caledonians slaughtered the Saxons, but in reality the Saxons just kept like, going forward and back away from our javelins. So here's a Nordic warlord. Like up against a cavalry charge, their shield wall would do quite well. Apart from their shield wall is important. So we currently hold the advantage right now. Their numbers have stabilized. Pull back! Gonna keep issuing this order because cavalry does have a bad history of not obeying orders. So yeah, it looks like we pulled back just in time before they started to make a comeback. Like
Warriors, we come for blood! Surrender! Ready!
It'll come. Whatever. They finally flee. You know, I never really did understand the tactical use of war dogs. Like, I know in warfare, they help chase down lightly armored units and skirmishers and that, but that's a cavalryman's job. You know? Just never really crossed my mind. And the worst part is we can't break through our own barrier. We have to walk all the way around. It's so annoying. Like, we could easily break through them if we get a few rear charges.
The men are broken and running for their lives!
Like, I'll give these guys like 5-10 minutes tops before they're fully ready to go. I mean, like, their sword arms are pretty hurt after this. After that, looks like our first experience with a particularly big sign of last one. One unit that isn't committed. What crime and treason is that? Berserkers that aren't going berserk, get under. And use your job. Let the throwing of javelins commence! And here we are today at the Caledonian World Olympics for the javelin throw. Yes, this looks to be like a very exciting event for all 700 participants. Here we have the targets lined up. That was a down unit that tried to walk through all the enemy. I will now turn off skirmish mode. And the javelin do not run into them. You just ran into them. You seriously just ran into them. Well done. Well done. No winners at this year's Caledonian javelin throw, people, because every damn Caledonian thinks close quarters with javelins is much better than throwing the actual javelins. Oh, Caledonians. On the right side, though, we are getting a lot of kills. Okay, the Mormon are fresh. I'll throw in a heavily armed infantry now. just really cripple their morale. Oh. Yeah. I mean, like, I put this on very hard difficulty. That should be fun. Like, it doesn't actually make them smarter. It just makes their units tougher. And that's a historical inaccuracy that I... But I will happily accept anything else. I never say this, but I will. Okay. Rally up the men. All remaining groups. Drive them back. Mormon. Get your own unit together. Charge. So yeah, there's not that many of them left. Really, it's just about breaking this mass. Which ones? Oh no! Oh no! 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 Mormon! Mormon! Pull back! Spearmen. The round-shielded raiders are actually pretty good cavalry, but try and engage spearmen on the front ranks or run through them, and you will resent your choice. Speaking of lines, it looks like we're getting some headway now. I would say that we're actually making brilliant headway, but I can't honestly tell who's a Caledonian and who's not. I mean, like, seriously. Can any of you tell in this mass of people, apart from that line, who is not a Caledonian? And now it works. All we have to do is just hit him in the rear with javelins. Yes, you can make a lot of puns from that one. I assure you. You can make many, many puns. Okay. You don't need to run in. But what I do want you to do is throw javelins. From the current position you're standing, put the spear up above your head and throw it in that general direction. Damn it, guys. You really are dumb. Just charge. May not be an effective charge, but if we can break their ranks, then I can go after them. They've started routing. That can only mean one thing. Victory is nigh. And I'm using nigh as in the horse's nigh. Yep. Here comes a massacre. This time around, I'm actually going to stick around for this part, because it is quite important that we make sure that none of them escape. This is one of the Anglos' armies. The Anglos can quite easily replace their losses. Use gents, run over that way. The reason why I never do it is because it's just an absolute bloodbath. I mean, like, it takes ages too, because we have to go through all the kill animations, and despite the number of men you throw in there, it's still going to be 1, 2, 4, 5, even 20 odd that get through. You know? Like, look, see, there's a few of them sneaking off the sides here. And at this rate, you know what? Technically, it says they're dead. And I'm going to go along with that. Access denied. Oh, yes, I finally got that achievement. That's good. That's a good one. I'll tell you what that achievement is. Basically, don't let your enemies near your walls. Because we had that one spearman unit there. Yeah. Don't know how we got that. So, who the hell is actually left? The general? Well, we're gonna take in some volunteers. Hint, hint. Really? Aye. So they're retreating into Bulgarian territory. Bothering the Hispanians. And they're gonna make a march to Astra. An odd decision on their part, mind you. I mean, like, I don't really understand their whole pick behind taking Astra. But whatever. And meanwhile in Africa, it looks like we're gonna have to conquer it. For those tribes who will not bend the knee, I will conquer. Simple as that. It's gotta be the Saranids. It just has to be. So, without further ado, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I'll see you next time. As we watch the world descend into more fun. I mean, chaos. Horrible, horrible chaos.